My husband, Alexei Navalny, was poisoned. These are not empty words. I have every reason to say this. He died in a penal colony beyond the Arctic Circle. He was transferred to this remote, closed-off place 2 months before his death, clearly on purpose. Over the 3 years he spent behind bars, his conditions got worse and worse. They didn't just want to kill him, they tried to break him. They tormented him with hunger, cold, and total isolation. He was denied phone calls and visits, and later they even stopped passing on letters. Meetings with his lawyers were obstructed. He was kept for long periods in a punishment cell with no personal belongings, no books, not even a pen and paper. All he had was 6 square meters of space, a cup, a toothbrush, and a bed fixed to the wall during the day, so it's not possible to lie on it. It was in this punishment cell that they killed him. On the 16th of February 2024, at around 12:10, Alexei was taken out for his scheduled walk. The space where he had these walks is basically the same cell, only instead of a ceiling, there is a metal grate. Sometime after the walk began, Alexei knocked on the door and said he felt ill. When the door of the yard was opened, he was crouched on the ground and repeated that he felt unwell. They didn't even take him to the medical unit. They just took him back to the punishment cell. Alexei lay on the floor, pulled his knees up to his stomach and moaned in pain. He said his chest and stomach were burning. Then he began to vomit. These are photos of that very cell. According to the testimony of some prison officers, Alexei was having convulsions, was breathing heavily and coughing. The guards left Alexei alone in the cell and locked the door. Only the head of the medical unit, when he returned from lunch, ordered to move him to the medical room and called an ambulance. The ambulance was called more than 40 minutes after Alexei started feeling ill. By that time, he was already unconscious. The crew, who arrived 10 minutes later, tried to resuscitate him, but with no success. At 14:23, the cardiac monitor showed no activity. A year and a half ago, I promised that we would do everything to investigate Alexei's murder. We are keeping that promise. The killers worked carefully to erase traces, but we have managed to preserve some evidence. In February 2024, we were able to obtain samples of Alexei's biological material and securely smuggle them abroad. Labs in at least 2 countries examined these samples independently of each other, and these labs in 2 different countries reached the same conclusion: Alexei was killed. More specifically, he was poisoned. Western states have no legal basis to open criminal procedures. There are also political considerations. They wouldn't want the inconvenient truth to come out at the wrong moment. Now is not the time, and anyway, there is no legal ground to share these test results. But I have grounds, not legal ones, but moral ones. Alexei was my husband. He was my friend. He was a symbol of hope for our country. Putin killed that hope. We have the right to know how he did it. I demand that the labs that conducted the analysis publish their results. Stop pondering to Putin on account of so-called higher considerations. While you remain silent, he doesn't stop. Perhaps even now someone else is dying from another of Putin poisonings. Not just in Russia, around the world, we have already seen such cases. I call on journalists. Join me in demanding these answers. I know some of you are already aware that these analyses exist. The only way to stand up to Putin is to act with courage and openness. I demand full public disclosure of the results showing exactly what poison was used against my husband, Alexei Navalny. I demand this for myself, for my children, for Alexei's parents, for our supporters in Russia, and for everyone around the world who fights for freedom and truth. We all deserve to know.